of your sins, and shortly, so will everyone else. Repent while you're able, for soon it will be too late. And now, Spreaker Web Radio presents The Liberal Grouch with Blood on the microphone.
All right, now settle down, you bunch of peck-a Dutch assholes. I got some announcing to make. You know who I am. I am Texas Senator and future President Ted Cruz. And I am here today to announce, officially, once and for all, that I am not only running for President of the United States of America, that as of this moment, I am officially President of the United States. Now, you can argue with me if you want, but then you're likely to get this balled up bunch of Texas fist bones in your face. Now, why am I not announcing this in my home state of Texas? Why am I not standing up in front of the Texas Capitol building in Houston or Dallas or wherever the hell it is and letting folks know that Texas's favorite son, and by that I don't mean Rick Perry, homo, pardon me, I had a little coughing fit there. Why am I not standing up in front of the Texas Capitol at the Alamo and San, whatever it is, to announce that I am running for president? Well, it's because I'm here at Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia or Tennessee here? In Lynchburg, Tennessee, to announce here in front of God and everybody that I am the President of the United States. And the reason I'm here in Lynchburg is because I'm at Liberty University, and that is where God lives. Look up there, that tower up there, over there, where the tower is, where the bell is. You know this was Jerry Falwell's creation, this here Liberty University, and he wouldn't have created it if God hadn't have told him to create it, and so he created it. And that is all the proof you need that God told me I should run for president. That's right. I was sitting at home there Thursday afternoon, sipping a cup of fine Colombian coffee with a heavy splash of whiskey in it. And all of a sudden, I was watching Fox News, and that Megyn Kelly lady, all of a sudden, she turned into Jesus. I mean, it was the damnedest thing I ever saw. I was looking right for 1 second, I'm looking at this blonde, purty gal, and the next thing you know, her hair turns brown, she grows a beard, her purty little dress turns into a tunic, and it was Jesus. And he pointed right at me in 3D and said, "Ted, I'm talking directly to you. Nobody else can see this but you. And I want you to announce on Monday, March 23rd, 2015, that you are not only running for president, but that I have decided that you are the President of the United States." Well, now, hell, if you want to argue with Jesus, you just go ahead and argue with Jesus. He's the one that said it. I wouldn't get into an argument with Jesus if I was you, because I don't think that's a very smart thing to do. I think you're likely to get a bolt of lightning up your ass if you do that. Besides, he's the Son of God. He died for our sins. His death and glorious resurrection can only mean one thing, and that is whatever he says on the Fox News is absolutely true. So here's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to get the fuck out of here and go out there and let everybody know. There's bumper stickers in the back of the room that says Ted Cruz is president, so shut the fuck up. All right? Now get to it. If I see any slackers, I got my old pearly-handled pistol here at my side, and I know just how to use it. Matter of fact, when I'm president, everybody, well, I am president, so I guess I ought to go ahead and do this now. Tell you what, in that same box where you see the bumper stickers, grab a hunk of paper and write down your name and address and phone number and email address so we know where to send your brand new pearly-handled revolver so that everybody can have one, even the babies. This is how many people there is in your family, and we'll make sure we send one to each and every one of you. You got to buy your own bullets. Like I said, I ain't made of money or nothing, and besides, I am the president. President Ted Cruz. Hosanna in the highest.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
The liberal grouch knows. The liberal grouch, Bill Schmalfeld, a man of meager means, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, solving crimes, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Using advanced methods that may ultimately become available to all law enforcement agencies, Schmalfeld is known to the evil Breitbart Empire as the Liberal Grouch. Never seen, only heard, a seemingly supernatural nemesis as haunting to the superstitious mind of a right-winger moron as a ghost, as inevitable as a guilty conscience. The liberal grouch has vowed that only death will end his quest for social justice. And when that day happens, and his voice is silenced, it will surely be as the result of blood on the microphone.
And a bloody thing it is as well. Good day to you, and thanks for joining us. It is March 23rd, 2013. We begin our new regime here on Spreaker Web Radio because we got sick and tired of being bounced off of Blog Talk Radio every 5 minutes. So today, the topic du jour, if you will, we'll talk some about the unintended consequences of smugness. And I want to talk a little bit about my new best friend, bestest friend I ever had, Paul Krendler. There's a fine young man. You know, he cannot go a single day. Well, maybe more than a single day. I guess he's gone a day or two in the past without blogging about me or somehow trying to whip up his readers into a good Schmalfeld hate. Today, he wrote something called In Re and LOL Suit, in which he plagiarizes W.J.J. Hogue III's motion to dismiss my initial complaint in the Howard County Circuit Court lawsuit I had filed. Now, astute listeners will recall that I said I had intended to just let that lawsuit die on the vine and not prosecute it. Here are some of the comments. I'm not going to read Krendler's garbage here, because that's what it is. It's garbage. But to hear some of the responses, Hail Jane, full of hate, says, yes, anyone with whom he disagrees, and especially anyone who will take the time to point out how hideous and or false are virtually all of the freak's own assertions, must be silenced. Double plus agree with your last paragraph. If any of the LOL fare makes it to a hearing, I expect even the most sober judge will guffaw when reading the imbecile's demands to be left alone. Posted or someone else's blog. Ha 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 ha. And she refers to this other idiot who's trying to start a fight with me, and I'm just not indulging him. He's not important. I'm not even going to mention his name. I don't know his name. I don't know where he is. He's just another faceless, nameless internet moron. Jane continues, though. I laughed out loud at terminate, and it was all blah ha 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 from there. Of course, Paul Krendler has to chime in. He says, well, isn't that what it is? Breathing life into a fetid, putrid corpse? You see, Hogue believes that my complaint was an attempt to breathe life into a federal lawsuit that was dropped because of, improper jurisdiction. After it got dropped is when I said, well, I think I'll just let this one die on the vine. For one thing, what's his name? Eric, that's it. Eric P. Johnson, the coward of Henry County, Tennessee, received his service in the mail, certified mail, return receipt requested, restricted delivery, wrote refused on the envelope, and sent it back to me because he does not have the courage of his convictions to stand up for that which he believes, which is the things he has allegedly written about me. So now, if I am to continue this lawsuit, I have to find an alternative way to serve Mr. Johnson, and that'll cost me money. And if I'm not going to follow through with the lawsuit, why spend the money? And besides, there's so many blogging fools out there, like Krendler.
I don't know much about nothing, that's how I get along. Half my brain is smaller than the other, and howdy, my stench is strong. Not what you would call gallant, I got no natural talent, but I go blogging every day, hoping I'll find something smart to say. I'm a blogging fool, and I'm hoggish too. I'm a blogging fool, and I'm hoggish too. I can't explain Pinky and the Brain, but I can't complain because I'm hoggish too and a blogging fool. The smarter folks on Twitter, I think they're all to blame. I log on in and see them there, gonna put them all to shame. When they see me tweeting, they all splits aside. They hasn't fit while I commit my social suicide. I'm a blogging fool, and I'm hoggish too. I'm a blogging fool, and I'm August too. The world goes on and I'm so wrong. 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 I know I'm totally wrong, but I'm a login fool. I know I'm totally wrong, but I'm a login fool. Yowza, yowza, yowza. I got it all together now with my very own iPhone 3. Hey, I cruise the App Store to find something cool to show I'm not gay. I found this thing called Grindr. I think I'll give it a chance and see if there's a girl who might give me a whirl while I text the night away. I'm a login fool and a hog is too. I'm a login fool and I'm hog is too. I may be totally wrong, but I'm a login fool. I may be totally wrong, but I'm a login fool. I may be totally wrong, but I'm a August too. I may be totally wrong, but I'm a fool. Hey, Augie, can I buy you a drink? Looking for Mr. Ass Kiss? Here he is. Wait a minute. I got it. You're a genius. Hi. You're brilliant. Love your brain. You must work for NASA, huh? Your place or mine. All right. If this show is going to be successful at all, we need to build my social media numbers. I don't do Facebook because, frankly, I'm not interested in Farmville or any of those other little games that everybody wants to play. I do have a Twitter account, however, and that is @BloodOnTheMic. That is @BloodOnTheMic. It's all one word. Mike is spelled M-I-K-E. @BloodOnTheMic. It's a wide open profile, so you can join. And if I don't like you, don't worry, I'll just block you. And if you're rude or profane, you shall be reported. I also have a homepage that you need to start visiting. It's the Blood on the Microphone website, Blood Mike, one word, BLOODMIKE.blogspot.com. There you will find some of the latest writings, as well as a Live 365 widget, which you can use to listen to classic episodes of Blood on the Microphone. Also, oddly enough, there's a PayPal donation button there, so you can help me defray the costs of broadcasting. And if you want to help out with legal fees and such, that's good. Also, there's a poll there on the right side widget. This week the question is, why did W.J.J. Hogue list Paul Krendler's address as his own? You see, when W.J.J. Hogue III applied for copyright protection for a particularly filthy blog post he purchased from Paul Krendler, he listed Krendler's address on the application as his own. When the U.S. Copyright Office issued the certificate, it listed Krendler as living in Westminster, Maryland with Papa Hogue. So why is that? Was it A, Hogue falsified the application? B, Krendler and Hogue are one and the same? C, Krendler is Hoggy Jr.?
D. Connie Hogue is Krendler. And E. Connie Hogue is Hoggy Jr. So click one, and at the end of the week, we'll post the numbers. So anyway, go to the website, bloodmike.blogspot.com. Subscribe for regular email updates, and nobody will get hurt. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter, at Blood on the Mic, all one word, at Blood on the Mic. And then everybody can be happy. Get it? And here during the live show, again, we are live right now. It's 3:20 in the afternoon, Eastern Daylight Time, March 23rd, 2015. If you'd like to shoot me a tweet right now, you can do so at Blood on the Mic. That's at Blood on the Mic. The one thing we sacrifice here on Spreaker, we get better sound quality, we've got better equipment, it's a better connection, but we can't take phone calls, okay? If I went out and decided to purchase a mixer or something, even that would be kind of iffy because Skype is kind of iffy in and of itself. We'll be back to discuss the unintended consequences of smugness here on Blood in the Microphone, and right after this.
Hi there, friends and neighbors. This is your old pal Lee. That's spelled Leigh. Lee Strangamahan. That's spelled Strangamahan. And I am not anybody else who claims I am mocking him in these finely produced, serious radio commercials. Christ be Jesus. I am who I am, and I am proud to be the owner of Lee Strangamahan's Perverted Pussy Palace. And do we got the pussy? I'll say we do. And I ain't kidding, not even a little bit. How much pussy? 30% more than any other pussy purveyor in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. That's how much. Pussy. Even our mascot, little Hoggy over here, likes the pussy we got here. Even though there ain't no piggy pussy, only pussy. Looks like you gotta go to the county fair, little Hoggy, if you want to see piggy pussy. Now, ever since the wife broke down, all we got here is pictures of pussy. But my hand to God, there's more pussy here than you can fit into a 3-ring binder of pussy. And I ain't shitting not even a little tiny turd. So get on down to Lee Strangamahan. That's spelled Strangamahan. We're waiting for you at Lee Strangamahan's Perverted Pussy Palace in Dallas.
If you're like most people, you think your laundry is clean. But is it really clean?
Sometimes I wash and I still can't get the evil out of my clothes.
We talked to typical homemakers who had this problem.
My boy Jimmy wore a new t-shirt one day. When he came home, he was speaking Latin backwards. I tried scrubbing the demons out, but nothing worked.
Until now. New OmniClean. OmniClean? Yes, OmniClean. It's laundry detergent with small pieces of the One True Cross and other holy relics. Those pesky, hard-to-get-out demons will be no match for OmniClean. Pat Robertson says demons can attach themselves to your material possessions, so why take chances? OmniClean has special holy properties that bond to the evil spirits hiding in your clothes and lifts them away. It's only $19.95. But wait, I'm still not done. Use your credit card and we'll double your order of OmniClean. 2 big gallon tubs of OmniClean for the low, ungodly price of $19.95.
OmniClean. I'm gonna buy some right now.
But it's not available in any store. Only through this special one-time radio offer. Here's how to order.
Call 555-555-5555. That's 555-555-5555. Have your credit card ready when you call 555-555-5555. Shipping and handling are extra for officially recognized Christian demons only.
Sometimes I wonder, after I dine on a triple bean and beef burrito, if that might not be evil spirits I'm smelling emanating from my underwear. But I know better. I have an understanding of how the gastrointestinal system works. I'm Bill Schmalfeld. This is Blood on the Microphone. You can tweet us if you like, at Blood on the Mic. That's all one word, at Blood on the Mic. And if you're listening to the live show, which I hope you are, on Spreaker.com, you can see that little chat icon there. Where is that? Let me see where that is on the page. I'm looking at the page and I'm not seeing a chat thing. Oh, well, I'm sure there... Oh, there it is. It's there at the bottom in the little black box. You can see where it says live, the unintended cons. And there's a little word balloon right next to it. If you click that, you can type a little message to me and it'll get to me that way, okay? All right, let's discuss the consequences, the unintended consequences of smugness. I really did not want to press my lawsuit against WJJ Hogue and that crew. I have a myriad of reasons why not. I'm not well, but that's a story my longtime listeners know all too well. Stage 4 Parkinson's disease, the fatigue, the weariness, the difficulty with travel, the keeping my thoughts in order and being able to present a case, stuff like that. And then there's my wife's health. She's in the late stages of scleroderma. If you're not familiar with what scleroderma is, I wrote a blog piece about this yesterday that you can see on bloodmike.blogspot.com. It's basically the body attacking itself. The autoimmune system of the body is acting, and this is about as good of a metaphor as I'm ever going to come up with. It's acting like the United States of America. And let me explain how. The Republican Party damn near ruined our economy. Everybody knows it. The Republican Party came yay close to ruining the national economy and spiraling us into a Great Depression. It was through the actions of President Obama and Congress that we avoided that and managed to get away with just a Great Recession. But scleroderma is like the United States of America in the fact that knowing that Republicans almost destroyed our economy, the voters shout, "More Republicans!" Well, the autoimmune system in the human body will respond to what it perceives as a threat by sending out collagen. It's a sticky material. It's meant to protect cells from damage, but when produced in overabundance, it actually causes more cell damage, and the body goes, uh-oh, more, what's the word I'm looking for? See, that's one of the problems with doing live radio. Collagen, yeah, that's it. More collagen! We need more collagen down here! Well, anyway, her kidneys are giving out, as shown by her blood test. Her liver is showing signs of damage. Her thyroid is practically non-functioning anymore. Everything's getting fibroid. So the last thing I really want to do is devote any more time or energy on applying ointment to W.J.J. Hogue III's severe case of butt hurt. I've made it very clear on my blog and on my Twitter account that I intended to just let the lawsuit die on the vine. However, apparently, Hogue thinks that just because he would tell an opponent that he's not going to follow through on a legal action to get the opponent to stay home, he thinks everyone is as innately dishonest as he is. At least that's how I figure it. So, Hogue filed a motion to dismiss the complaint, which I received yesterday. And I don't even object to that. It's within his right to do so. It was smart to do so. I would have been shocked if he didn't file a motion to dismiss. So what's my problem here? Well, it's that Hogue is such a smug, self-assured, stuffed shirt asshole that he can't file a legal brief without insulting me, without insulting the judge, without insulting the justice system itself. It's like he feels put out by having to abide by the same laws as we mere mortals are required to follow. Here's what he writes in his motion to dismiss. The instant complaint is an attempt to breathe life into a suit filed by a plaintiff in the U.S. District Court for the District of Maryland that was dismissed, in part, for want of subject matter jurisdiction. As in that first attempt, plaintiff again makes allegations that Mr. Hogue did things that are not torts. Oh, did I? Did someone remove the tort of defamation from the laws of the state of Maryland? Well, no. The People's Law Library of Maryland says, quote, "These are the elements necessary for a plaintiff to prove a case of defamation in Maryland. 1. That the defendant made a defamatory statement to a third person. Check. 2. That the statement was false. Check. 3. That the defendant was legally at fault in making the statement. Check. And 4. That the plaintiff thereby suffered harm. Check. A defamatory statement is one which, quote, tends to expose a person to public scorn, hatred, contempt, or ridicule, thereby discouraging others in the community from having a good opinion of or associating with that person. So, Hogue is wrong. Defamation is still a tort. It's still on the books. But what about malicious prosecution? Well, according to a case upheld by the Maryland Court of Appeals, the highest court in the state of Maryland, to maintain a cause of action, that is, for the common law tort of malicious use of process, the plaintiff has to prove that 1. a prior civil proceeding was instituted by the defendant. Check. 2. The proceeding was instituted without probable cause. True in some cases, not true in others. 3. The proceeding was instituted with malice. Check. 4. The proceeding terminated in favor of the plaintiff, being me. Check. 5. Damages were inflicted upon the plaintiff by arrest or imprisonment, by seizure of property, or other special injury, which would not necessarily result in all suits prosecuted to recover for a like cause of action. Check. Now, I may have to change the word prosecution to process in an amended complaint. Hogue alleges that the tort of conspiracy, false light, invasion of privacy, and intentional infliction of emotional distress don't exist. They're in the books. So Hogue is clearly talking from an orifice other than his mouth when he says that my allegations against him are not torts. That is not only an insult to my intelligence, but to the intelligence of the Howard County Circuit Court judge who will review the motion. According to Hogue's motion to dismiss, and I quote, "Plaintiff also attempts to allege actual torts committed by Mr. Hogue, but in every instance he fails to properly allege the elements of any of the torts." That, of course, is nonsense. The original complaint is loaded with examples of Hogue's defamation, invasion of privacy, abuse of process. Does he not believe that the judge has or will actually read my complaint or review my exhibits? Or will the judge be so overwhelmed by the bright, shining glory that is Hogue that he'll ignore all that? For instance, in one case, Hogue refers to my, quote, long history of altering documents, and presents one document, a document in which I told everyone in advance it was not the document I was pretending it was. So, how does one get a long history of forgery from one document that the alleged forger admitted to creating before posting it? Most of Hogue's motion to dismiss is containing allegations that I, the plaintiff, have failed to properly allege the elements of the charges I raise. He claims my allegations are not well pleaded. If Mr. Hogue doesn't mind, I believe I'll leave that to the judge's discretion, not Hogue's. Again, Hogue insults the judge's intelligence by stating allegations that I made allegations, that are contradicted by exhibits or other allegations in the same complaint and thus should be disregarded. But nowhere in this motion to dismiss can one find any mention of which allegations are contradicted by exhibits or other allegations. But then the judge is supposed to just take Hogue at his word. And you and I know how much that's worth. Hogue claims that I have not proven that any of his false, defamatory statements are false. Like hell. I laid out chapter and verse showing how Hogue ignored the truth when it was presented to him and continued to lie. Hogue wants the judge to believe that Hogue's definition of obscenity overrules that of the U.S. Supreme Court. He claims he's free to have the opinion that something is obscene. Well, yeah, he does. If he wishes to declare South Park and Tosh.0 and Animaniacs, in his opinion, obscene, that's his right. It's stupid, but it's his right to be stupid. But where that right ends is when Hogue declares as a statement of fact that my works are obscene, and he portrays me as a creator and distributor of pornographic material. That is defamatory, false, and actionable. Hogue clownishly writes that since a conservative Carroll County Circuit Court judge said the pictures in question rose to the level of harassment in the judge's opinion, that amounts to a judicial declaration that the pictures are obscene, and I am prohibited from arguing against that by the laws of collateral estoppel. Hogue does not get to define what the law means, least of all to a judge. We saw how he tried to do that during his preliminary injunction hearing on his ill-fated copyright infringement suit against me when he tried to school a sitting federal district court judge on what the law means. How well did that work out for him? In a statement that has nothing to do with anything in his motion to dismiss, Hogue claims that I cannot possibly know how old he was in the 1967 Vanderbilt University yearbook photo I used in some of my lampoonery. I assume, like most schools, most colleges, they take a new picture every year. And since Hogue was born in December 1967 when that photo was published, he had to have been at least 18. And frankly, it would be up to him to prove otherwise. Again, he claims that I have a history of altering documents, and he uses a mocked-up copy of his membership application for the Society of Professional Journalists, which he suddenly joined the same day I did. He uses this as proof. Of course, he neglects to share that I clearly said this was not the real document before I posted it. Again, Hogue raises the, quote, extortionate threat, close quote, that does not exist. In order to be an extortionate threat, under Maryland law, I have to demand that Hogue either does something or provides me with something of value, or else I will do something bad or cause something bad to happen to him, or a loved one, or an interest of his, or whatever. He provides a copy of this threat in which clearly there is no threat. No promise of doom if he doesn't do something. Again, Hogue thinks I'm stupid, he thinks you're stupid, and he must believe the judge is stupid as well. Hogue alleges that paragraph 54 of my complaint contradicts the exhibit I provided of the actual wording of what he called the extortionate threat. He just doesn't quite get around to saying how it contradicts. Here's my paragraph 54 from my original complaint. Defendant Hogue also told a provable lie in the same peace order application when he claimed plaintiff threatened to, quote, file criminal charges if Hogue did not provide information related to a business relationship with a third party. Hogue does not name the third party in his filing, but he does so on his blog on August 27th, 2014, in which he includes a screen cap of a comment legally sent to Hogue via his blog comment section. It's one of my exhibits. There is no threat, and therefore there is no extortion, as is defined in Maryland law, criminal law, section 3-706, paragraph 2. This is not a matter of pure opinion. Hogue knew, or should have known, when he filed his peace order petition, that my comment contained none of the elements of Maryland's extortion by written threat statute. Once again, providing false information on a peace order petition is a misdemeanor in Maryland, carrying a 90-day jail sentence, a $1,000 fine, or both for a first offense. Now, the exhibit in question is the alleged threat. Hogue claims that the allegation he made in an application for statement of charges is, and therefore, privileged and not subject to a claim of defamation. How many times must this man be wrong? The claim he made of an extortionate threat was not in an application for statement of charges. It was on a petition for a peace order dated July 17th, 2014. A petition for a peace order which contains the following language at the bottom: notice to petitioner. Any individual who knowingly provides false information in a petition for peace order is guilty of a misdemeanor and on conviction is subject to a fine not exceeding $1,000 or imprisonment not exceeding 90 days or both. The information about an extortionate threat is incorrect. It was false, and Hogue knows it was false. Hogue also claimed I filed a false DMCA takedown claim, which, if true, would be a federal crime. It is a false allegation made on the same petition for a peace order, made under the same threat of perjury. Hogue knows it is a false allegation, and he should be arrested and charged. Of course, Hogue goes on at length about his precious peace orders, never mentioning how he had to lie to obtain them. Hogue insults my intelligence and that of the judge by claiming conspiracy is not a tort. And it's not by itself. But it is included nonetheless because, according to a decision by the U.S. District Court for the District of Maryland in 2010, conspiracy is dependent on some underlying tort that caused injury to the plaintiff. And I have clearly alleged that Hogue, Krendler, Earl, Johnson, and other defendants were engaged in a conspiracy to defame, to invade my privacy, to place me in a false light, and other acts which would cause a reasonable person emotional distress. Chief Justice Hogue concludes that my complaint is a muddled mess which does not present a well-pleaded case. Well, of course. Every lawsuit brought against Hogue is either vexatious, vindictive, or an LOL suit. So described before he even sees the complaint. Yet every action he takes somehow flows directly from the pen of the great Supreme Court justices of American history. Somehow, though, in the end, he almost always loses. I wonder why that is. So I started this little diatribe by saying it was my intention to let this case die on the vine. I'm sick. My wife is sick and getting sicker. But this smug asshole needs to learn the law applies to him as well. And I guess it's up to me. My response to his motion to dismiss went out in the mail this morning. The case goes on. Way to go, Hogue! Hey, maybe Johnson and Krendler will want to thank you in person, huh, you think? I bet they just want to give you a great big kiss. Mwah.
If you enjoy the witty comedy bits on this show, even the naughty stuff that professional moron Eric P. Johnson of Paris, Tennessee calls illegal, you can have your own copies of these choice bits of progressive funny stuff by logging onto Amazon, iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you purchase CDs or digital downloads online. Do a search for our host's last name, spelled SCHMALFELDT, and you will find a wealth of material recorded over the years for your amusement, and to insult the pinheads who support the harassing law for WJJ Hogue III. Don't wait until after someone carries out their threats to murder Bill. The prices will be certain to skyrocket. Go to your favorite online place for ordering CDs or digital downloads. Search for SCHMALFELDT. Blow the cobwebs off of that credit card and show the right-wing dickheads that they are not the boss of you. Thank you.
And don't forget, you can send us a tweet right now if you like at Blood on the Mic. That's at Blood on the Mic, MIKE, on Twitter. And our website is bloodmike, that's one word, bloodmike, .wordpress.com. And we always love hearing from you. Don't we? Oh, wait, I played that already. Let's play this one instead.
Well, I'll tell you who's losing their rights in this country. It's not the gays. It's not the African Americans. It's a civil rights issue that nobody wants to talk about because it's uncomfortable to them. They just don't want to even mention the fact that white men are losing a very important and basic civil right, and that is
the right to say things that may be deemed offensive by others without being called a racist or a homophobe or whatever you have. I mean, look what happened to Dr. Ben Carson, a fine a man as you'll ever want to meet, and he's black. And that's the thing right there, he's black. You would think that nobody would say that a black person was a bigot, but nope, that's what they're saying. And he's going to have to step down now as commencement speaker at Johns Hopkins because he compared same-sex marriage to pedophilia and bestiality during an appearance on Fox News. I mean, what the hell else are you going to say when you're on Fox News? You're going to tell them what they want to hear, and on Fox News, that's what they want to hear. It's not like he was on the Clinton News Network or MSNB communists or whatever. We're already waving the white flag on same-sex marriage, and this guy who just spoke his mind is going to be disinvited from talking to a bunch of medical students. These are not social workers. They're medical students, and that's evidence to me. I don't know what it is. We're losing our country. We're just losing our country. And the other day, you got Congressman Don Young, a fine Republican fellow from Alaska, that's Sarah Palin's country, who called migrant workers wetbacks. There was a time you would include that in a song, a popular song. You could call Mexicans wetbacks. I mean, you can't call them drybacks. How are you going to swim across the Rio Grande and keep your back dry? That's why they call them wetbacks, for God's sakes. And now it's not only Democrats who are condemning Representative Young for calling them wetbacks. You got Republicans like John Cornyn down in Texas, and there's a man who knows a wetback, and I've personally heard him use that word and worse to describe immigrant Mexicans. John Boehner, the spineless Speaker of the House, said that Young ought to apologize immediately because calling wetbacks is offensive and beneath the dignity of being a congressman. We've just lost our country, my friends. We've lost our country. Look at it from our point of view. It used to be, you go back to the 50s, you could say nigger and nobody thought anything of it. That was the word. That was the word we used. Hey, look over there. It's a nigger. You can say that. You can't say that anymore. That's one of the first basic civil rights we lost, is the ability to say that without automatically being called a racist. It didn't matter how many niggers you actually had for friends or how many niggers you had over to your house for a house party, other than the ones that were just serving drinks and cocktails and parking cars. You could have had 125 friends, and if you use that word, automatically you're a racist. Then we lost the right to talk about women and their body parts. We lost the right to say, hey, look at the rack on that chick over there. Hey, I sure would like to do it with her. Wow, baby, why don't you come into my office for some dictation, if you know what I mean. You say that now, you're a misogynist. You violated sexual harassment policies, and you'll lose your job. So first it was the African Americans, and then it was the women, and now it's going to be the homosexuals. They're demanding full equality, and it's inevitable. It's going to happen, and there's nothing you can do to stop it, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. Now, when we were kids, we could point out a sissy-looking boy and say, hey, look over there, there's a little faggot, huh? He's a little homo sissy boy. You do that now, and they call you a homophobe. We, in the majority, are becoming the minority. We are an oppressed minority. We are not allowed to speak our minds without being chastised for it. And that's a very important right to lose, my friends. If you start holding people accountable for the things they say, and you judge that person based on what he says about somebody, then that person is no longer free to express the things he feels about people and the reasons that he hates them, or the reason why he doesn't like them. When they show a commercial for like a home crime system, and they show somebody breaking into a house now, do you think they show a nigger? No. They show a white guy. It's always a white guy breaking in to terrorize a single mother and her baby. You think they'll show some breaking into somebody's house? No, because that'll offend the whacks. And the next thing you know, you got La Raza climbing up your butt. The problem in America today is that the white male majority is losing its spine. We've started to care about what people say about us. We've started to listen to the people who say we should not use racial or sexual or whatever epithets against people. Now we're supposed to treat everybody equal, no matter if they're a nigger or a spick or a whack or a Jew, for God's sakes, or now faggots. You gotta act like you have no problem. Hey, you guys want to fuck each other in the butt? That's your business. That's your. I can't legislate that. It says in the Bible that that's a sin, but if I say that's a sin, then I'm a homophobe because I said that it's wrong for a man to fuck another man in the butt. Not that I have anything against lesbians, mind you. I mean, you look at the two covers of Time magazine this week. They got one cover of two dudes kissing each other, and it makes you sick to look at it. Then they got another cover, Equal Time, I guess, otherwise the lesbians will be complaining, of two women kissing each other, and quite frankly, that's a little hot. That's a little arousing to me to see that. And I've actually paid money in the past to see that sort of action in my own bedroom. But that is neither here nor there. We have lost a very important basic human right in America, and that's the right to be pigs and sociopaths and bigoted, prejudiced, racist, homophobic assholes. We've lost the right to be assholes, and this country will never, ever be the same as a result. More after this.
Whenever I'm time for time outrage, when liberals taunt and flaunt this heathen age, I find some pride deep inside of me, and I fondly scrape my brain for memory. I see Nathan Bedford Forrest, he always stood up for us, with crosses set afire in smoky blaze, back when all of the blacks lived in quaint wooden shacks. Those were the good old days. I see Joseph McCarthy, all jowly, mean and swarthy, when pointing out the commies was the latest craze. And that glorious morn, Andrew Breitbart was born. Those were the good old days. I'd sit in my restaurant chair, peacefully dining there, served by the waiters who were white. The Negroes ate elsewhere. They thought we were unfair, but frankly we knew it was right. And gay meant you were happy. I see Mexicans running from border cops a gunning. Their blood may have flown, but my laughter stays when the folks on TV look like you and like me. Those were the good old days when integration education was for fools. We had whites-only schools in those good old days. Oh, sure, you smart-ass liberals think you know everything, but you don't know half of what you think you know, which is nothing. I was more than happy to have my mom and pappy teach me that good conservatism really pays. We were tickled inside when John Kennedy died. Those were the good old days. There was no LGBT, just SMMFT, and Negro reporters or were cooks. And Dwight Eisenhower met whites, held the power, and people were judged by their looks, and no one called you sexist. And we went to church on Sundays and lynched some blacks on Mondays. It may seem long ago through history's haze, but you don't understand. It was all by God's plan. Those were the good old days. We'd have a lot more fun if the South had just won in those good old days.
Oops, mic was turned down there. You might recall that from the Broadway musical Damn Yankees. Ray Walston did the original. I recorded that song a couple of years ago, and there's just no way I'd be able to do that now. Well, what are you going to do? Oh, I've got a little bit of breaking news for you here. Let me see if I can call it up on the old computer roll. No, it's not there. Anyway, WJJ Hogue on his bloggity blog writes, recently, I'll do his voice. Recently, Brett Kimberlin filed for a peace order against me on behalf of another family member. It was his 15-year-old daughter. The order was denied at a trial in the district court on 13 March. Hogue uses that pretentious dating style of the Europeans. On 13 March! And the reason it was denied was because there was not a pattern of behavior within the last 30 days. District court decisions are may be appealed to the circuit court, and today Kimberlin filed such an appeal. I have no further information on the matter and will not make any substantive public comment on the appeal unless advised to do so by counsel. Represented by the capable, what's his first name? Frank? Astronic? I don't know. Well, if he ever finds himself looking for a lawyer, I know where there might soon be one available.
Trouble in the workplace?
Tell me about it.
People picking on you because of your politics?
Tell me about it.
Fired for releasing personal information on people who pissed you off?
Tell me about it.
Has it happened to you?
Yes. I'm former Deputy District Attorney Patrick Frey. You can tell me about it. while we sue the dirty bastards who fired you.
The law offices of Patrick Frey. He used to put people in jail. Now he just wants to take their money and give you a little of it.
As little as possible.
Tell me about it.
What?
Check a bus stop bench near you for his phone number. The law offices of Patrick Frey. They pissed him off.
And now they're gonna pay.
Not a guarantee of you getting paid.
Tell me about it.
Hey, you. If you use Google Play, you have no excuse not to fill Bill's pocket with lawsuit money. Several of Bill's alleged comedy albums are available at Google Play. Do a search under music for SCHMALFELDT and warm up that credit card. Be on the right side of the left with the comedy, as some would call it, of Bill Schmalfeld. Now, let's all point and laugh at the fat, funny.
Yeah, that's me. Here's a little blast from the past. This was from 2 years ago, around Easter time. And I've got a barking dog, so it's a good thing I turn off the microphone anyway, right? Right, okay. Here it is. Let's teach Google a lesson.
Now, if you're one of the no doubt millions of right-wingers who was upset when Google honored Hugo Chavez instead of Jesus on Easter Sunday, here's my suggestion as how you can get back at Google. Don't try calling them. For one thing, it's impossible. They don't have anybody who answers the telephone. There are no human beings at Google. And email? Forget about it. You may as well send an email to your dog. It'll be answered more quickly than any response you'll get from Google. They just don't have time for your petty grievances. So forget phone calls, forget emails. This is the way to get back at them. If you have a Blogspot account, or if you use a blogger.com address, then you need to cancel that blog. That'll show Google if you just stop utilizing their services. Then I would start using Bing or Yahoo or Alta Vista or any of the other numerous search engines available on the Internet. Now, that in and of itself will not be enough to show Google your displeasure with their ignoring of Jesus Christ, our risen Lord and Savior, on Easter Sunday. So here's what you'll need to do. If you have your own blog and you have your feed going through feedburner.com, that is also a Google service. You will need to cancel your feed through feedburner.com. If you have a Google Plus account, you'll need to cancel that as well. And we're still not done. Are you on Gmail? Get off. Every Gmail you send from here on in is like a love letter directly to Satan. There's no telling how much spyware Google has infected your computer with. So here's what you do. And follow these easy, simple, step-by-step instructions, and you can rid yourself of the satanic influence of Google in your house and among your family. First of all, gather up all your computer equipment. Okay, you with me so far? Now take it into your living room and just dump it in a big pile. Just dump it right there in the middle of the living room. Because chances are you might have a TV that's connected to the Internet, or you've got Xbox or Netflix or something else that uses the Internet as well. And who knows, they may have some sort of Google connection that I'm not aware of, but we can't be too safe, okay? Just pile it all up right there in your living room and throw your smartphones and iPad devices on that pile too. Because, again, we're going to be safe and not sorry here. All right. Now, go out to your shed where you keep your barbecue equipment and get the lighter fluid, okay? We'll give you a couple seconds to go do that. Okay, you're back now with the lighter fluid? Excellent. Now, squirt a liberal amount, and I know you don't like that word, but it applies here. Squirt a liberal amount of lighter fluid all over that electronic equipment there piled up in the middle of your living room. I mean, soak it with it. If you need 2 cans, use 2 cans. Just soak it all. And spread some of that lighter fluid onto your TV and your home stereo system, your whatever sound equipment you have. whatever game machines you have, anything electronic you'll want to include in this project because you have no idea if they're contacting Google behind your back. And what we're going to do is the least they deserve for what they did to Christians across the world by ignoring Jesus and the Easter Bunny on Easter Sunday. All right, now, you're standing there, you've got this big pile of computers and your printer. Don't forget your printer, too, because you've printed things in the past that were sent by Google or indexed by Google. So throw your printer in there, too, along with all your excess printer paper. Just throw it all in there. Make sure everything's good and soaked, and then get a farmer's match. Okay, you got one? You got a farmer's match? All right. Stand back about 4 or 5 paces, light the match, and throw it into the pile. Now, while you stand there enjoying that lovely burning blaze while your house burns down around you, stop and think about how this will affect Google. They will see the hellfire they've created in your house, and they'll probably, issue an apology or something. Who knows? But you did what you had to do, my friend. You did what you had to do. And that was show Google that you will not allow Jesus or the Easter Bunny to be ignored on Easter Sunday. And good for you. Good for you. You're not a corporate tool. You're a patriot. You are an American.
Hi there, folks. This is the Almighty Lord God in heaven above. And chances are you've seen those TV commercials that tell you about God's match for you. You know, those Christian dating sites. Well, I'm here to tell you, you don't need that. If I want you to hook up with someone, I'll tell you. Because, hey, I'm God. Next time you feel an urge to follow some girl home or to stalk some guy and make sure you copy down his license plate number, or you want to call somebody over and over and over again, just tell them it's God's will. And if you take it a step further than that and end up in jail, just tell the judge that God told you it was the right match, but the other person just must not have received the message or been open to it. Because, hey, I wouldn't tell you to do something that I thought was bad for you. Lucifer. Hi there. I saw the microphone here, and I thought I could just come in. How many times have I told you not to fiddle around with the radio equipment when I'm not there to monitor you? I know, vengeful God and all that. I'm out of here. I'm terribly sorry. All right. What the hell, Lucifer? It was just a joke. You can't take it. All right. Go on. Get. Sheesh, what a grouch. Seriously, folks, now that we have a moment to ourselves, I'm far too busy, running the entire cosmos like I do the millions and billions of stars and planets, each with their own lives. I just don't have time to individually worry about who you end up with. That's entirely up to you. That's why you have this free will thing that I gave you when I created you, whenever that was. So everybody just do your best and try to enjoy each other, try to make things better for each other, and we'll catch up later at some point, alright? God out.
You like audiobooks, don't you? Of course you do. It's all the pleasure of reading, without the time-consuming strain and hassle of holding a book. And, eye strain, carpal tunnel syndrome, who needs that? This is why audiobooks have become so popular. Your genial host of this program, Bill Schmorfelt, has audiobooks you can purchase. Put on your Parky face. Read by the author, is the telling of Bill's experience with Parkinson's disease. I Killed Osama and That Hussein Fella Too is a rollicking comedy fiction about a disgraced truck driver and his penchant for telling tall tales. The Miracle Boys of Slowpoke, Iowa is about two special brothers who don't know how special they really were. Baby's first book of socialist propaganda is a tongue-in-cheek storybook for progressive children. These books are brought to life by the considerable vocal talents of professional voice actors, David Winograd and Robert Armin. You can find these books on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, and on audible.com. And coming very soon, a play Bill wrote with his late twin brother has been brought to life as a radio play. Be watching for news about End Times, a comedy in 2 acts. Coming soon. Audiobooks. No trees were killed in the production of these titles.
Boy, I hope it's good. That End Times sounds like it might be really good. Bill Schmalfeld here. We're coming to the end of our program, Blood on the Microphone, our first day back on Spreaker. And, of course, this show will be archived onto Live 365. So if you didn't catch it when it was live, and chances are you didn't, you'll have ample opportunity to hear it on Live 365. The title of our show today was The Unintended Consequences of Smugness. And I don't know, maybe someday we'll do a show called No Good Deed Goes Unpunished. As it is, I am waiting for word from the Carroll County State's Attorney. That's what we in Maryland call a district attorney. We call them state's attorneys. You see, back in February, Hogue printed on his blog that his wife had suffered a compression fracture in her back, and that was a result of bone cancer. Now, I allegedly was forced to make a moralistic decision. I allegedly was required to make an ethical decision. I could either keep my yap shut, or I could violate the peace order, allegedly, contact Hogue, allegedly, and tell him of some contacts that I still maintain at the National Institutes of Health, and at least provide him with some links to get more information about whatever specific bone cancer she has. As a patient myself, I believe the more informed you are about your condition, the better position you're in to assist your physician in treating you. Now, I didn't believe that Hogue would come to my house after I allegedly sent that email and smother me with kisses, but I must admit I was shocked when he called the cops and had another peace order violation, number 368, his 368th misdemeanor charge leveled against me. There wasn't a single cross word in the alleged email communication. It was meant in the spirit of Christian charity in reaching out to assist an enemy whose wife was facing a life-threatening illness, if I did in fact send the email. I'm waiting on word from the Carroll County State's Attorney's Office, which knows that I am a pro se defendant. I am not going to hire a public defender. I am not going to hire a lawyer, because the very nature of this case is ridiculous. If Carroll County wants to prosecute me, if Carroll County has no other crimes that match my alleged crime in seriousness, If Carroll County wants to provide its courthouse as the location for the media circus that this will become, because I want you to imagine the headline here: Conservative County prosecutes liberal blogger for allegedly offering assistance to wife of dying enemy, or to dying wife of enemy. Let that sink in. Boy, that'll be great come re-election time, won't it? So anyway, I've written several emails to the individual responsible for prosecuting me, Mr. Ken Grote Mr. Ken Grott at the Carroll County State's Attorney's Office. Nary a word in response. Not a word. Not a bit of respect shown to a pro se defendant who, for all practical purposes, is the equal to an attorney and should be dealt with as such. I wrote to him today, Dear Mr. Grott, we are now about 3.5 weeks away from my trial date, April 16th. And I have not heard a single word from you regarding your intent to prosecute me for allegedly violating W.J.J. Hoag III's dishonestly obtained peace order by offering information to his cancer-stricken wife. And as I am a pro se defendant with no intention whatsoever to hire a public defender or any other attorney, I am asking you, as defense attorney to prosecutor, when do you need my witness list? I have a list of several people I intend to call to testify if you should see fit to take this case to trial. I imagine you will be calling W.J.J. Hoag III, but I will need to know who else you intend to call, as that would give me a chance to prepare a proper cross-examination. Of course, we could do the right thing and just dismiss the case, and because I'm sure that you have more serious crimes to prosecute in Carroll County than a man who allegedly, a man with disabling Parkinson's disease, I might add, a man with a wife who is dying from her scleroderma, a man who allegedly reached out to offer assistance to the wife of a man who has proven himself to be a devious, duplicitous, vexatious, and vindictive person, all of which will certainly come out at a trial. Please advise at your earliest convenience so that I have adequate time to prepare my case and ensure the proper media coverage. This was what a story this will be. Goodness gracious.
Hi there, friends and neighbors. This is your old pal Lee Strang-O-My-Hand down here at Lee Strang-O-My-Hand's Perverted Pussy Palace. And I'll be a son of a bitch if I ain't been the victim of mistook identity. I may be a lot of low things, but I ain't never lied about nobody on my website. No, sir. That's something I won't never do, least till I get a website, and I can't get that till I pay up my internet bill. Now, that other feller is running a house of lies, and all we is running here is a house of pussy. Good, clean pussy, like the kind Mama used to have until years of being sold door to door like a Fuller Brush sample case, turned her pussy inside out, and, well, now she's got to wear special underpants to keep it from dragging on the floor when she walks. But that ain't my problem, nor is it yours. What you want is pussy, and pussy is what we got here at Lee's Strang on my hands, Perverted Pussy Palace. Just drive down I-20 till you smell pig shit. Of course, you can smell pig shit anywhere near Dallas on I-20, but this here is special pig shit that you will tell by the smell is leading you to a pussy paradise. Pounds and pounds of prick-pleasing, weenie-teasing pussy pictures, and I ain't even kidding, not even a little bit. Our mascot, Little Hoagie, will greet you in the parking lot, so watch where you step, and just get your perverted pussy poking ass down to Lee's Strang on my hands, Perverted Pussy Palace in Dallas.
All right. If this show is going to be successful at all, we need to build my social media numbers. I don't do Facebook because, frankly, I'm not interested in Farmville or any of those other little games that everybody wants to play. I do have a Twitter account, however, and that is at Blood on the Mic. That is at Blood on the Mic. It's all one word. Mike is spelled M-I-K-E. At Blood on the Mic. It's a wide open profile, so you can join. And if I don't like you, don't worry, I'll just block you. And if you're rude or profane, you shall be reported. I also have a homepage that you need to start visiting. It's the Blood on the Microphone website, Blood Mike, one word, BLOODMIKE.blogspot.com. There you will find some of the latest writings, as well as a Live 365 widget, which you can use to listen to classic episodes of Blood on the Microphone. Also, oddly enough, there's a PayPal donation button there, so you can help me defray the costs of broadcasting. And if you want to help out with legal fees and such, that's good. Also, there's a poll there on the right side widget. This week the question is, why did W.J.J. Hoag list Paul Krendler's address as his own? You see, when W.J.J. Hoag III applied for copyright protection for a particularly filthy blog post he purchased from Paul Krendler, he listed Krendler's address on the application as his own. When the U.S. Copyright Office issued the certificate, it listed Krendler as living in Westminster, Maryland with Papa Hoag. So why is that? Was it A, Hoag falsified the application? B, Krendler and Hoag are one and the same? C, Krendler is Hoggy Jr.? D, Connie Hoag is Krendler? And E, Connie Hoag is Hoggy Jr. So click one, and at the end of the week, we'll post the numbers. So anyway, go to the website, bloodmike.blogspot.com. Subscribe for regular email updates, and nobody will get hurt. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter, at Blood on the Mic, all one word, at Blood on the Mic. And then everybody can be happy. Yeah? 'Cause otherwise, it's just me talking to myself, and I do enough of that anyway. I'm Bill Schmalfeld. This has been Blood on the Mic for Monday, March 23rd, 2013. Lord willing and the creek don't rise, we'll do this again tomorrow. So we'll save this and throw it on Live 365 to be archived there. And we'll come up with something for tomorrow. I have no idea what.
created for.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Blood on the Microphone is a presentation of Deep Brain Media. Copyright by Bill Smallfelt, all rights reserved. Till next time, this is Cedric the announcer. Stay safe. And Wingnuts. He's coming. He's coming for you. Are you ready?
It is later than you